Hey folks, Jay here at The View. I know I said that there wouldn't be a video this morning because I had some stuff to do, but there's actually a breaking news story that's come out that's quite important, and I wanted to make sure I got this information to people as quickly as we can, and at least in as much detail before social media grabs hold of this news. Today, from two Italian news outlets, have named current Leeds United left-back Junior Firpo and former Leeds United midfielder and USMNT player Weston McKennie, along with a whole host of Italian footballers, being under investigation in Italy into what they call clandestine betting on illegal platforms. Now, at this point, it should be pointed out that everything here is mentioned as an investigation and nothing more than an investigation. And I'll give you clarity on what this is as we go through this. The translation of this, they are coming from two Italian sources, so they've been translated via Google Translate, so some of the information and the wording on this will overlap, but just to give you the basic gist of it at least. But hold off on any comments towards the end of the video, and definitely hold off on any comments relating to any kind of guilt to people, because that's unfortunately is libelous stuff, so stay away from that if you can. Just a bit of advice on that as we go through this. But we'll start off and we'll say that it should be mentioned, as I say, at this point, that these are serious allegations, but that's all they are at this point, is just allegations right now. And the players mentioned are said to be part of an investigation with no formal verdict or charges against anybody at this point. Corriere dello Sport and Sportface in Italy have both ran stories this morning. This news, as I say, comes via the translations of their stories. You can check them out themselves. They're both linked below in the description if you want to have a proper read of them and take it. They're pretty chunky and very, very long, so I've tried to cut them down as much as I can for this purposes. The article says that some big names are being investigated into clandestine betting on illegal platforms and involves Serie A players as well as a current Leeds United player and former Leeds United player as well. Named in the investigation are Sandro Tonali and Nicolo Fagiolo, who both have already been found guilty of these charges and served punishments and are currently both back playing right now. The bets being investigated in this investigation cover a period from 2021 to 2023. The following list of players: AC Milan's Alessandro Florenzi, Fiorentina's Nicolo Zaniolo, Juventus keeper Mattia Perin, his teammate and USMNT former Leeds midfielder Weston McKennie, Argentine player Leandro Paredes, Angel Di Maria, Raul Bellanova, Christian Buenito, Matteo Cancelleri, and Leeds fullback Junior Firpo, as well as other athletes and footballers that have been named. The Guardia di Finanza have executed a preventative seizure against 5 suspects and a company for over €1.5 million as part of an investigation into the illegal exercise of gambling and betting activities, money laundering, and administrative liability of entities. The suspects, according to this article, have already been notified by the investigating judge Lydia Castellucci. And the article goes on to say that the system, which hindered the illicit origin of the money, made it difficult for the identification of the real beneficiaries of this, and involved fake sales by jewellery stores and luxury watches. Jewellery, and in reality, were not physical purchases, but were only constituting a reason for the bank transfer to be issued for bettors to settle a debt incurred by bets on the illegal platforms. This relates more to Tonali and Fagioli. The document on the investigation also includes the names of many other athletes and footballers that are now under investigation, who would have in essence covered the losses of those who bet, including Juve's defender Federico Gatti, who was helped out by former teammate Fagioli again. $1.5 million was seized, 5 requests for house arrest have been made, and dozens of Serie A footballers investigated by the Milan prosecution office. None of the players involved in this investigation are said to have sold matches, and in fact some of them show that most of it was done on other disciplines. The report says that the real motive behind the December 2021 to October 2023 was not to try and get richer from these proceeds, but in fact to fill the void of too much free time while on retreats with clubs and with their national side. The key area for Leeds is Junior Firpo's inclusion in this It makes it very clear that there is no mention of activity around Leeds United games or games that Firpo played himself, and no football matches at all, in fact, as part of that. Weston McKennie was at Leeds United between December 2021 and the end of that season, but again in this, no mention of any footballing betting, individual betting, or in fact betting on Leeds United's games at all. More detail will be needed on this over the next coming weeks and months as this investigation moves forward, and clarification on what the historic allegations are in this that relate to Fagiolo and Tonali, and what of this investigation are new accusations against the other players mentioned, including McKennie and Junior Firpo. But I make it very, very clear at this point, these are very much just allegations. Be careful about what you put in the comment sections. Just a bit of advice. And there's a lot more information we needed on this before any kind of decision can be made on what actually happened here. It's the beginning of an investigation. I don't know if we'll get much information today about it, but I'm sure over the next couple of weeks and months we'll hear if this is a serious issue or not. But again, to point out, it doesn't relate to football betting. It says other disciplines, so we'll keep an eye on that. But I wanted to get the news to you right now in as clear a way as I can. As I say, both articles are linked down below in the description. You can check them out if you want to, and I've done the best job I can of deciphering it as much as I can. But yeah, you can check them out if you want to as well. But again, just hold fire on judgment on these, because obviously innocent till proven guilty and all that kind of stuff as well. So that'll be that. I will see you later on this evening for the warm-up video, and I'll talk to you tomorrow over on Big Up for the game against Preston North End tomorrow. Talk to you then. Have a great rest of your day. Enjoy the sunshine. See you soon.